So welcome to Talk Community. Today we have an AMA with Dpad. Here to speak about the project is Cookie and Pluto. So if we could just start maybe around the core team's background and experience in crypto, guys, that would be great.
Yeah, so hello Glenn, hello Well Talk community. So I'm Pluto, representing Dpad Finance here. So currently I'm holding the position of COO. I'm managing the operations uh, from the product side and from the all the operations job. I have been in crypto since 2016, mid 2016, and since then I have worked with a lot of crypto blockchain related companies spread all around the world. Then I have experience in building esports product also. Basically, I have been an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, uh, working with startups in cryptocurrency, blockchain field, and esports. Then here at Dpad, uh, while few of our colleagues who used to uh, work together in crypto field, uh, we somehow found out this problem in IDO investment space, specifically since 2021. So we found out this problem, and then we figured out that because the core team we have complementary skills, and with those skills we can build a better launchpad platform. So we took this initiative and started building on Dpad Finance. So that's my journey till now. Cookie.
Yeah, hello, Wells. So I love the name Welcome Talk. So while I was joining the group, it shows like Wells. So I think everyone here is Wells somehow, at least by name. Funny. Anyway, I am Cookie Trader from Dpad Finance, and I am currently managing tokenomics part, financial operations a bit, and a bit more about the product operations in general, a bit helping in building the next Launchpad 2.0. I myself have been investing in crypto since 2017, uh, puzzling around the crypto markets as well as stock markets from that time, and I'm crypto trader right now since I've left my previous job, which was also in trading firm. So an kind of analysis wise, you can say that yeah, full time in markets, but currently full time working for Dpad since 6 months now. So current while the journey of if you just see the world how crypto world have changed from 2017 to 2021 or currently in 2022, you will see the terms have been changed. Like from IDO era, currently we are seeing the IDO, IMO coin is also being termed right now for the metaverse offering. But initially in 2017, we have seen the world of ICO, where a coin was just being offered in exchange of, say, BTC, Ethereum, usually, and sometimes in stable coins like USDT. Majorly at that time, BNB was not very popular, but right now, if we see with, Binance Smart Chain growing faster, we have seen, and when Polygon chain growing faster, we have seen different chains like Solana, Avax, as well as phantoms. So over the addition of chains, regardless of the chains, the story has been just improved a bit in terms of liquidity, in terms of surety about coin listing. Like in ICO season, we have not been fully secured by kind of listing, kind of the liquidity part. But right now, if you just see the launchpad system has been implemented so well that at least we have some kind of assurance that some portion of the funds raised will definitely be in the, definitely will be added in the liquidity, and that will give the values of to the coin, regardless of, I mean, uh, what project founders intend to. So somewhat we have seen the change in the scenario overall in the crypto as well as the ecosystem which we are, part of. Like crypto is also booming in terms of global adoption, you can say, in terms of the adoption by the big giants, big companies, and with NFT booming across 2021, we have seen many big companies like Adidas, uh, many shoe companies, especially some big, I mean, celebrities joining us, some big footballers joining us. So across I mean, across the market, we have seen the adoption for the crypto world, especially from the NFT part. We have been seeing the buzzword around the crypto and NFT so well. So yeah, we are hoping that we will have a great uh, crypto season at least. Let's see. Yeah,
Great. Yeah, I was looking at the website, and you've got the Launchpad is classed as a generation Launchpad. So I'm wondering what features makes Dpad Launchpad stand out compared to the standard Launchpad pads that are available today.
Yes, so I'll answer that. So at Dpad, what we are trying to do is we are trying to build a user interface and user experience of a launchpad such that that will can help retail investors in filtering the noise in the IDO market. So currently, what we can see, any IDO investor has definitely seen that. You visit any launchpad platform, you can see a lot of projects being listed there. Especially if you visit launchpads like PinkSale and DXSale, they are doing great job in providing an infrastructure for project founders and for idea investors. But the problem there is that there are a lot of noise of all kind of projects. So most of them are just shit projects, but the interface, the user experience on those launchpads is not providing the retail investors an ease to filter out the noise from the gems. So at Dpad, what we are trying to build is a clean user interface and some clever uh, clever things in our user experience, such that the noise, the shit projects will get separated from the gem project. And if anyone lands on our launch pad, then they can very easily separate different kind of projects. Like there will be a bundle of metaverse projects in a separate batch. There will be a bundle of NFT projects in a separate batch, DeFi in separate batch. If you enter DeFi bundle, then inside that you can see uh, different kind of projects bundled into a different segments. So that is how we are going to build next generation of launchpad. Then apart from this noise filtration, we are also going to help idea investors in uh, doing their own research. So like what we can see in current today's launchpad is when you enter any project's pool detail page, then you can see the basic information listed about the tokenomics, one paragraph detail, and the links of the social medias. That is what is available on any launchpad, on any launchpad's project detail pool page. But there is a very important thing is missing, that the retail investors, they are not that adept to do in-depth research about projects. So they generally rely on other people's research. Okay, that is why the call groups exist, and that is why the influencers exist. So the retail investor has to rely on others' opinions. So what we are trying to do in our Launchpad's full detail page is we are going to provide features such that the visitors in any pool detail page, they can vet individual parameters, like let's say rating between 1 to 10. So if you enter a pool detail page, you can and you can see the social media, let's say. So for each social media you have, if you are a Dpad holder, then you can rate individual social medias from 1 to 10. So if you visited their Facebook and if you found out that their Facebook page engagement performance is 5 out of 10, so you can vote them 5 for Facebook particularly. Then if you found out that the Telegram was very active, so you can vote them 9 out of 10. If you found out their Discord was 0, so you can vote 0 out of 10 or 1 out of 10. So in this way, the community will vote for individual parameters, and uh, this information will be shown in a very cool visual representation to the normal public, so such that when when this system will be integrated in our launchpad. So now if uh, a beginner investor, or let's say if a retail investor come who doesn't have much experience in vetting projects, so when they come here, then they can see the votings, the vetting of the community on individual aspects of that project through the user interface itself. They don't have to visit any links. They don't have to go to the white paper particularly, because even if they go to the visit the white paper link, they are not able to understand whatever is on the white paper. So it's better that here they can see the rating that the community has voted, that what is the level of this project's white paper out of 10. So this is that we are going to provide in our Launchpad platform.
Yeah, I can imagine that will work quite well. That good projects would come to the Launchpad, and bad projects would avoid it because they're going to get low scores off the community voting system. Yeah.
Bad projects, bad projects will also try to become good, and the projects that are really lazy, then definitely they won't have space.
And what's the idea around the projects coming? How would you charge them to launch on your Launchpad? And will there be whitelist spots for investors if they hold a certain amount of the Dpad token?
So there will be tier system. Mainly there will be tier system. There will be 4 tiers. Then there will be whitelisting feature also. And the charging part, we will be charging 5% of the fundraise fee. And in return, we'll be providing many resources that will help projects in raising funds and in running their business after fundraise also.
5% in BNB, or would you take a percentage of the tokens launching as well?
So starting with, we are going to take the fundraise fee and the listing fee also in Dpad tokens. So that is what we are doing, unlike other launchpads, most of the other launchpads.
Right, so a project would buy your Dpad tokens and then pay them back to you. Is that how it would work?
Yes.
Okay, great. And are you going to be offering marketing packages in these 4 tiers on the Launchpad?
Pardon?
Marketing packages in these 4 tiers for the projects that come to you? Will you help them with their marketing of the pre-sale and after launch?
Yeah, definitely there will be a few partnerships with, there will be a few list of the marketers who can help the project team owners in, in terms of marketing, but it's not exactly that we are going to help them do complete marketing. Definitely we will have some kind of AMS session, some kind of information session about particular project. We definitely, with our UI and UX, we will definitely try to project as more information about the project as in better way, but definitely in terms of marketing, in terms of what we call selling in general and different terms, project will definitely need to do some attempts. We can't do everything for the project completely, at least not in the start. Maybe in future we will definitely think, and as the industry will grow, as the market will grow, we'll definitely think about that and what exactly the project founders want and what exactly the community likes it. So we will definitely, I mean, we are the open to the community and open to the market. So we will definitely adapt as market will progress.
Okay, great. And I see you're going to have a daily talk show on YouTube as well, sort of educating investors and the community around the Dpad, Launchpad, and token. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. We initially intended to educate more about the launchpad part, about the allocation part, about the different launch pads currently available, different types of tire systems of different launch pads, trying to compare one launch pad with another, trying to compare how much allocation you usually receive on such launch pads, how you should maximize it, what kind of different types of, I mean, there are guaranteed allocation, there are first come first serve, what exactly is difference in between them, and how you can maximize in terms of in case of first come first serve, how to optimize gas settings, how to be active, and how to do whitelist, how to do KYC, and almost we have tried to cover it in from that angle. We completely tried to cover the idea investment part. Then we moved over different parts of crypto ecosystem in general about the gaming, NFT, the metaverse. We have tried to cover those parts, and then we moved on to different kinds of security, wallets, decentralization, centralization, different kinds of decentralized exchanges, centralized exchanges. What's exactly the difference between them? So we tried to cover almost every aspects of crypto ecosystem in general, and we are right now trying to break into multiple segments where we are trying to educate uh, beginners on Monday, intermediates on Wednesday, and try to, I mean, more intelligent, more advanced people on Friday. So we are trying to do that way, and definitely in future we will definitely try to collaborate more projects in order to showcase what exactly the projects are trying to do for the crypto ecosystem, how they can involve with us and in general crypto ecosystem in order to make a better world, be a creative, maybe DeFi ecosystem, maybe a different kind of NFT ecosystem. So we are, I mean, pretty open in order to help in general about the crypto ecosystem.
That's great. And the Launchpad's in beta. What's the timeline after launch of the Dpad token for a full launch of the Launchpad? And have you got projects lined up to be featured on the Launchpad?
Yes. So our Launchpad's beta version is already live. We had been working on it for past 3 months. So it's already live with closed group of users, and anyone is as of today, anyone can enter the closed beta to test the Launchpad. Then after at the end of this month, March, we are going to make it public, and we have 3 projects in lineup that we are going to introduce with their IDO. The first will be private sale, and the second and third will be IDO. So those projects are already gearing up for their IDO on other launchpads also, and they'll be having partial uh, distribution through Dpad. So that is the current plan, and we are already reaching out to much more projects, good projects in BSC space.
Will investors invest with Dpad? I know it's going to be a governance token, so they'll have voting rights. Will they get whitelist spots for the projects that launch on your Launchpad?
Like if you have invested in Dpad, then you will have a tire allocation, and you can invest in the projects.
Great. And you're going to have staking features. When will that launch? Will that be shortly after you've launched the Dpad token?
There is staking feature. It's already live also for testing, and the tokens will have to be staked for the tires.
Lock staking or unlocked? How will it work for investors?
Mhm.
staking be locked or unlocked?
Staking will be logged.
Okay.
Cookie, can you answer here?
Yeah. So initially, to just prevent the market price action, we will initially be uh, kind of forced in order to lock it for, I mean, for few months. But definitely after 3-4 months, when price gets stabilized, we will make it free without any charge, without any charge to move out. So it will be freely. But for first few months, we will definitely, I mean, we will have to enforce staking with uh, some kind of limitation so that there will be no price action after just immediately after the IDO. But when we uh, make sure that market gets stabilized, I mean our price action gets stabilized, we will be make it free. That whenever you can stake, whenever you can unstake, so it will be completely fine. But for initially few months, to prevent the price action just after IDO and before the IDO, which has been, I mean, observed across different launch pads, we will try to prevent that price action just immediate and after IDO. We will have to enforce staking features, but within few months, we will be able to solve this with a better version. I mean, with lots of projects coming in, we will be happy to remove this unstaking. I mean, remove this time bondation in a staking feature. Yeah, that
Okay.
is the plan at least as of now.
And you've got the Dpad fan NFTs as well. What's happening there for investors?
Yeah, so we have introduced 100 NFTs, exclusive ones. So those NFTs will provide allocation in the project without staking, without holding Dpad tokens also for a limited period of time.
Basically,
Great.
that NFT, that fan NFT will be provided to top, I mean, you can say that IDO investors who have been investing across different launch pads so that they have been proven. It's not like anyone who wants to earn this NFT can just buy it or just buy it in exchange of DPAD or in exchange of USDT. They can't. So it will be only given to the pro IDO investors, you can say right now, who have invested in many projects across different launch pads, so that they have been proven that they are kind of, they are the initial movers or they are the most of the active users in IDO ecosystem. So that fan NFT is especially for the fan of IDOs, not exactly the DPAD fan, but fan of the IDOs.
Great. And you're planning a meta incubation on the website. How will that work for projects?
Yes, Glenn. So talking about meta incubation. So first of all, I would like to give you our background. So in the past, uh, our core team has been part of Y Combinator's startup school. I hope most of the people here might have heard of Y Combinator. It is the world's best startup incubation uh, company. So we have been in touch with Y Combinator. Our lot of contacts have passed through Y Combinator, and they are their alumni. So what we had observed there was that what difference did the Y Combinator create in the startup ecosystem is that it created a very effective network of alumni network, a very effective network of startup founders. So that Y Combinator's alumni network is the thing that makes any new startup that gets selected into Y Combinator. This alumni network helps that new startup to uh, get bigger. So if uh, someone is aspiring to get selected into Y Combinator, then that is due to the effect of the alumni network of Y Combinator. So from there, we took this idea that in the crypto space, we can find that kind of alumni network space, that kind of alumni network group, where majority of the crypto experienced founders who have already walked the path available for the new project founders who are trying to enter this space, who are trying to build solutions for this space, specifically Web3 projects. So we are going to build, we are going to provide an infrastructure, virtual infrastructure, where experienced founders crypto startups, mentors, they can come and connect with early stage crypto startup founders, Web3 founders. So, and all this will be done in a decentralized way. So, we as a core team, we are not going to influence that who will be onboarded in the mentorship side and who will be onboarded on the from the crypto startup founder side. It will be open. Anyone can apply to become a mentor. Anyone can apply as a early stage crypto founder, and they'll have to choose themselves that which mentor they like. Do they like the profile of other mentor, and then they can choose mutually, and they can carry on their journey of getting mentorship. So this is the concept. The unique thing that we are going is we are trying to build a virtual space in metaverse where the crypto founders and mentors, alumni, they can come with their avatars and discuss things like we can see in the Shark Tank, where startup founders go on a stage and they present to the judges sitting in front of them. So that experience we are trying to create in a virtual experience.
Great. And I'm wondering, with the Launchpad, the meta incubation, and the NFTs, what you'll be doing with the profits from there. Will there be buyback and burns, marketing, liquidity added to the token?
Okay, so burning is a core part. We'll be burning maximum of the Dpad tokens. That is our goal. Recently, we just burned 10% of the total supply of Dpad. So burning is first preference. Then after, if we from the profits, we'll be expending maximum on marketing of Dpad, and along with marketing of the initiatives that Dpad is going to held, like the initiative of meta incubation or promoting the crypto founderverse. So we'll be spending on such kind of marketing that will help the overall ecosystem, crypto ecosystem, to grow. Let's say BSC, if right now we are in the BSC space, then we will try to spend in marketing such a way that the BSC ecosystem can grow, can generate good reputation in the industry. That's the plan.
And I'm wondering if on the Launchpad you'll have multiple blockchain launches, or is it starting with just a BSC?
We definitely starts with BSC, but after that we have planned to move to first with all Ethereum layer 2 solutions, and then moving over to Solana and different other chains. But initially we will start with BSC, then move over to basically to Polygon very easily. We will move there, Ethereum, AVAX, and Phantom, and then move over to Solana. So maybe in between, I mean, we will switch over depending on the which ecosystem is growing at that point of time. But we have, I mean, we have intention to go multi-chain.
That's great. And have you had an audit on the Dpad contracts, or will that come after launch?
Yeah, definitely. Right now we have not deployed. I mean, we are still in the beta stage, so that process is still to be done. But we can create the pools right now, and we can in test version we can do that. So we are planning to do it at the last week of March. So by that time it will be available on BSC. Anyone can see it, and anyone can try creating. I mean, project founders can try creating a pool there. But definitely that will be implemented, I mean, in the second quarter for other chains. Probably we will have in quarter two, at the end of the quarter two, I think we will be having more than 5 chains for sure.
Great. And with the tokenomics, how does that work for investors on the buys and sells with the Dpad token?
Sorry, can you please repeat the question?
With the tokenomics, how does the buys and sells work for investors? The tax, the buys and sells?
So there is no buy and sell and transfer tax, at least right now in Dpad. So there is no transfer fee, there is no buy tax, there is no sell tax. So it's free from any tax. So whatever amount you are trying to intend to buy will be in your wallet, and whatever amount you are viewing as USDT or BNB, whatever you are trying to sell in that form will be available in your wallet. So there is no transfer fees. Even if you are transferring from one wallet to another wallet of your own, or you are sending it to your friend, it will be free from any charge. So there will be no deductions of any Dpad, whatever you have in your wallet. And whatever value you are giving it, you will receive that value.
So a 0% tax, how will you be supporting the liquidity and marketing with a 0% tax? Will that be coming from the Launchpad and the Meta incubation?
Yeah. As we were talking, like we have currently the live talk show, as well as we have the funds raised from the projects which is being launched on Dpad, as well as we have listing fees. So there are so many fees, revenue part, which will come as a part of when we grow as ecosystem. When we have many projects on the Dpad, we will definitely earn from project marketing. We will definitely earn from project fundraise. We will do some AMAs from there. We will also earn. So there will be supply, and as we are talking with multiple projects, so right now after launch we have no other work other than targeting many such projects which are upcoming in the ecosystem. So it's pretty easy for, at least from our networks, we definitely intend to do that. And at this point of time we have 3 projects on already onboarded. Pluto can tell more about the projects if you interested in knowing about them.
That's great. And I'm wondering, after the launch, it's in a couple of days, I think, on Pink Sale, 9th of March, the pre-sale, if there's any whitelist spots available for investors, and what are the marketing plans going forward after launch?
Yes. So talking about whitelisting, the whitelisting campaign is already live as a Gleam contest. We have already received approx 500 requests for whitelisting till now. Talking about marketing for the pre-sale. So we have worked hard a lot on the pre-sale on Pink Sale, and the Pink Sale team has also helped us a lot. Then we are already doing AMAs with the top crypto community in BSC space. Like yesterday we had AMA with Pink Sale official group. Today we are having here AMA. Then we have AMA with Trav, Venom calls, Hulk calls, Comet calls. Then we are going to run ads on Coin Sniper, PooCoin, and we are already going to be listed on CoinMarketCap. Then after just a month back, we had done the airdrop campaign, and then maybe tomorrow we'll be announcing our partnership that we have just onboarded, new partnership. So we are already running giveaway campaigns for the new people to join the community. So that's for pre IDO phase, and then post IDO we have plans to announce few influencer partnership.
Apart from that, call groups, definitely there is shaking feature coming in, kicks in. So a lot of things which we can't reveal as of now, else it will be too much of, I don't know, competition in games, as well as we are getting so many DMs about the, at least I have received 150 plus DMs about whitelist, apart from the game competition. So it's we are trying to reduce the number so that only good people gets in at least at that point of time, and then we will definitely have in between the marketing part, the selling part, the call group part, so that it gets a lot of attention, a lot more attention than it gets just before and immediately. Those who are actively investing in currently on Pinkcell will definitely see our project and will definitely look our project. We will definitely be trending on Pinkcell. So I think we have a good plan as of now, and we have a better plan for after once it gets listed as well on I mean Pancakes app. So some things we
Marketing
can't reveal. Sorry for that.
Yeah, the marketing sounds great. What you've got planned there before the launch. Have you had a private sale before the pre-sale? What was raised there?
So we have raised a good amount in private sale, and we are kind of doing marketing from that budget as well as from so a good amount of them is also will be added in part of liquidity in future. So right now we are just starting with the fund 70% fund raised from the pink sale, and then in future we are trying to add liquidity from that part as well. So that's how we are aiming to maintain the liquidity part as well.
Right, and what's the soft cap, hard cap for investors? And if our investors join your Telegram, is there a chance for them to win whitelist spots still in a few days?
Yeah, so answering the previous question about the private sale, we had raised 270 BNB in the private round, selling 10% of the supply, total supply. And what was your next question, Glenn?
Yeah, if investors join your Telegram, the Dpad official Telegram, can they win whitelist spots for the pre-sale in a couple of days? And what's the soft cap and hard cap for the pre-sale at Pink Sale?
Okay. So for
Let me tell you the soft cap and the hard cap for the public sale part. So soft cap is 345 BNB and the hard cap is 690 BNB on pink sale. So that is there on pink sale pool as well. You can see that, and we have locked 73.8% of our supply in 126 plus transactions over the spread over 24 months from listing day. So it is well locked, and you can see if you just go on pink cell pool right now, you will see that 73.8% is locked, 10% is burned, 10% is reserved for the pre-sale, and 6.04% for the liquidity part. Unlocked part is 0.2%, and that is just because we can't do that locking. We can also lock that part if, but that it seems negligible in terms of any. It is quite less. So regarding the pre-sale part, so it's 690 BNB is the hard cap for pink cell participants, and 345 is the soft cap.
Great, and I can open it up to the rest of the team if anyone's got a question for Cookie or Pluto at Dpad project.
Yeah, hey Glenn. I have just a few quick questions. At the start, you mentioned that people will be able to vote after they check the Facebook and their socials and all that. And I'm wondering, will they have to be token holders to be able to vote on all these parameters, or will anybody be able to jump in there and vote?
So initially, at least, there will be Dpad holders who will be given that priority, given that right. Else, what happens in general in crypto ecosystem? If a project is, kind of doing a wrong marketing and intends to change the view about the project, so they can do that if that is being done without holding Dpad. So that's the primarily the idea behind making it with with holding Dpad only. You will have that right initially.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fair. And if you set a certain cap where people have to buy a certain amount of tokens in order to be able to vote, you kind of keep control of not people not just throw in fake votes or sending all their communities there or doing all these nasty things. So yeah, I think that's a good way of doing it. And also around the allocations on the pad, you mentioned there's going to be tiers. So how will those tiers work? The is there like a certain percentage you have to hold or a number of tokens that you have to stake to get the allocation? And if you stake more, you get a higher allocation. Or can you just elaborate a bit on those tiers?
And definitely that is being implemented. There will be different pools where that can be distributed. Currently, we are working on nine types of. At least I have observed nine types of tier systems in general across 70 launch pads which I have observed. So it's quite of a mixture of good tire system spread across different launch pad. So it will be a mix of that. But initially, to just make it very easier to understand, there will be simple guaranteed allocation as well as first serve allocation in case guaranteed allocation pool doesn't fills up within fixed times. So initially it will be based on the amount of the token you hold, you get more. Definitely that will be the tire system, and the tire system information about how much tokens we should hold. That will be strategically, I can't reveal that now at this point of time, but it will be announced just before the listing, near to the listing, so that we gets a lot of investors kicking in if they do not have enough number of DeFi tokens in order to get that system. But definitely, just to reveal some information, the lowest tire will be approx around $250 for sure. So aspirated from that point to $2,000. So that is the range from the lowest tire to upper tire, just to give a number.
Okay, yeah, I think I understand how it'll work. So at first, the more tokens you will hold, the higher chance you are to get a big and guaranteed allocation. But as you move on, like those tires will probably be separated and they'll have their own allocation, so to speak, and then everybody will be able to pool their tokens in each of those tiers and just get that allocation, if I understood correctly.
Yeah, kind of. There could be different ways. There could be weightage given to the particular pool. So suppose there is 100K allocation for a particular project. So for the highest we could allocate 40%, or we could just divide it equally. So depending on how much we have staked. So it can be done multiple ways. As of now, we are open. We have discussed it previously in our committee that how we should do it. So statistically, we will announce it near to the listing, so that we have plans, but right now we don't intend to. I've just given you the numbers from where the lowest tire will start and the upper tire. So it's kind of if you just divide it by the public sale price, you will immediately get the tire amount. The amount uh, in which the tire system will be allocated, distributed. So
Okay, yeah, I get it. I understand. Yeah, okay, thank you for answering.
Okay, great. We can move on to investor questions. We've got lots of hands up here. So I'll start with Afifa. You had a question for Cookie and Pluto at the Dpad project. Go ahead.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Please go ahead and ask
Can
your
you hear
question,
me?
please. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. I have a three question. Can I ask this question?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
What is the best way to follow all your upcoming news and updates? What about your partnership plan in 2022? Tell a little bit about that. Do you have any plan?
Yeah, FIFA. So thank you for asking about our marketing activities, marketing plan. So in our marketing plan, we are going to rely mostly on influencers. because influencers are the ones who create the most impact uh, in their community, and they act as responsible promoters also. uh, because running ads here and there, that can attract people, but if a real human whom a lot of people follow uh, daily, if that person if shares about some project, then that creates the most credible image for the brand. So we are going to rely mostly on influencer marketing. So that can be done through YouTube influencers, Twitter influencers, Telegram influencers, Instagram influencers, TikTok influencers, even in some countries. So that will be our major plan. Apart from that, since we are launchpad platform, and we are also a meta incubation, and we are also a social venture builder, so we will be associated with a lot of founders, team, real people who are actually builders in the crypto Web3 space. Therefore, we'll be hosting a lot of small and mid-sized events in our target countries. So let's say we shall have monthly meetups in different locations in major countries where our target audience will be there. Then we can have bi-weekly online webinars, seminars that will help our target audience to connect, to discuss, to ask their doubts and queries. So and in these through these events, we will try to reach out to all our target users. We will promote these events also through influencer marketing. So that is our core plan of marketing.
Let me answer your first part. So to get more information about what is happening exactly with the Dpad means, you can go to the Telegram announcement. This is the best channel. Also, we share on Twitter a lot. So you can follow those two. You will not be flooded with so many messages going on in our Telegram group, but you will be uh, able to follow what happening with the project when it's happening. So you will be able to see at least 3, 4 of announcements daily. I mean, I don't know whether it's too much for you or not, but that's how it goes around. Telegram announcement channel will be the best suited place where if you are active on Telegram, if you are active on Twitter, you can follow Dpad Twitter handle. Then you will be getting about each events, each post we share, exactly what regarding the partnerships part. So you will come up with a lot if you just actively follow there. So in 7 days, you will at least get a lot of partnership announcements keeps coming in here and there. So yeah, that's all.
Okay, sir, thank you. Second question is for a
Okay,
project
great.
development. For a project development, first of all, main priority is having enough funds. Does your team financially capable to run this project? Do you have enough funds for its development? Can you tell us that how your project generates profit?
Yeah, as a part of AMA questions, I think we partially covered that. And to just answer about the financial part, yes, we do have funds in order to run such projects. That's why we are able to manage it so far. I mean, we are running our project from past 6 months. So you can see the daily activity, you can see the moderators, you can see some of the announcements, some of the partnerships, some of the campaigns being run from past so many months. You can see the daily talk so happening. So all such things require definitely some amount of money, if not a lot, and definitely. And regarding the development part, so we have fully functional, I mean, beta version of Dpad Launchpad, so which is also scheduled, I mean, strategically scheduled to launch in the last week of March, so that I mean, all those things require fund, and also We do have funds for future as well, and apart from fundraise, we are also keeping it in order for future developments, future marketing efforts, all those things. Yeah, I hope it answers your questions.
Yeah, we can move on now. Aisha, you had a question for Dpad Finance. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay. On your white paper, it's mentioned about two type of listing processes. One is through the community voting, and there is also option of direct listing on Dpad Launchpad. I want to know that what are the requirements for project owners to get direct listing on the Dpad?
Okay. Okay. Thank you for pointing to this uh, issue. So at Dpad, we have tried to prevent any censorship. Therefore, we have provided this two kind of methods through which a project team can go for fundraise. So the first one is to go through voting method. In this, what happens that if you are a project, if you are from a project team, you can simply fill the create pool form on our platform, Launchpad platform. Then your project will get to the voting page on Dpad. Now the Dpad holders, they will be able to vote for your project whether yes or no. If they like your project, then they'll vote yes. If they don't like, then they'll vote no. So if majority of Dpad holders vote yes, then that project uh, shift to the fundraise pool page, and it will have a tag of voted. Okay, verified tag. Now let's say you don't want to pass through the voting stage because maybe that you don't have confidence that you will pass the voting method, or if maybe there can be a scene that you already have an audience outside of Dpad who are ready to buy. So you can while applying in the create pool section, you can just choose direct listing. You don't have to choose the you don't have to choose voting. You can choose direct listing, and that project will be shifted to the fundraise pool page directly, but it will not have the verified tag with it. So for the ideal investors on Dpad, it will be very clear that which projects have been voted and listed for fundraise, and which projects have not been voted and they have come through direct listing. And it will be up to the investors to choose and decide whether they want to invest in that project or not.
Okay, got it. And on your white paper, it's also mentioned that self-volunteering people from DPAD community can take up the responsibility to audit the projects in direct listing pool. I was wondering, volunteers from the DPAD community may not be able to properly audit a contract. I want to know that why isn't it necessary for the projects applying for direct listing to have proper audit report from security platforms like Celtic and Interfi?
Okay, so here there's a little confusion, I think, because the audit is doesn't signify, the audit doesn't say that it must be the audit of a smart contract. Audit means auditing anything. So the community volunteer audit, what we have mentioned, uh, represents that represents the auditing of the whole project. Okay, the tokenomics part, the website part, it is like investigation. Okay, audit means investigation. So smart contract audit is a different thing that will have to be done by a smart contract company. So even if a project who are going for direct listing, they will have to get the smart contract audited by a smart contract auditing company agency like Interfi, Certic, Quill Audits, etc. uh, but the community volunteer audit mentioned in our white paper means that community will be able to vet the different aspects of the project. I hope you got my point.
Yeah, got it. And that makes sense now. Thank you. Thank you for answering.
Okay, thank you, Isa.
Right, let's move on to, there we are. Syed, you had a question for Dpad Finance team. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. So you mentioned about this vetting process. I was wondering that projects that are applying through direct listing process and if they get the approval for Dpad launch pad, I want to know that will Dpad community or investors be able to report or raise any red flags regarding any project applying via direct listing process, and will Dpad team investigate into this matter and cancel the pre-sale of the project they find conclusive evidence about?
Okay, so Dpad team is not going to interfere in the listing of projects because the Dpad is more like a protocol, so anyone can list. Yeah, but if uh, okay, so there is a feature for community volunteering, and let's say maximum of the community gives a red flag to a project, then uh, on the pool fundraise pool page, we will try to show the alert in the most visible way to the website visitors, to launch Dpad visitors. Okay, so that if you are reaching to that project school page, then you can see very clearly the risk mention associated with that project. So even after that, if some investors want to invest, then that is up to their will. But Dpad will not interfere in project listings.
Okay. So got it. So you also mentioned about this meta incubation, which is a virtual space. So I was wondering that will people and organizer outside the crypto space also be able to use this meta incubation platform for their own meetings and session, or only the people in the crypto space will be able to use that platform?
Okay, okay, that's good notice that you noticed here. So we are building this, and this will be an open source infrastructure where anyone with a crypto wallet, they can connect their crypto wallet and uh, come with their avatar in the virtual space. Now, whether they are from crypto or they are not from crypto, that doesn't matter. If you have a crypto wallet, then you can just connect your wallet and enter that space. Now, the thing is that uh, with our available resources, we will only be able to promote this meta incubation feature among crypto startup ecosystem. So we won't be able to promote this outside of the crypto ecosystem. So we don't expect a lot of non-crypto founders coming into the meta incubation, at least in the next 1 year. But if non-crypto founders are also interested to visit the meta incubation by Dpad, then we will be most happy.
Okay, got it. That will be really great.
Mm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sayed.
We're running out of time here a bit, but I'll ask one more question, and then we always say if anyone's got any questions, we can get you safely over to the official Dpad Finance Telegram. Ricky, you had a question, Ricky, the Dpad Finance team. Go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me? Hello?
Quite quiet, but yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Liquidity, transaction fee, and slippage are always important factor in finance service. How does Dpad solve those problems to attract users?
Sorry, can you please repeat the question? I heard that that question related with liquidity and slippage, but could you please completely repeat the question in a bit louder so that we can hear completely?
Okay. Liquidity, transaction fees, and slippage are always important factor in finance service. How does Dpad solve those problems to attract users?
So initially we will have 70% of the fund raised as a part of liquidity. And from the investor point of view, if you just see the lockings, you will be less of the price impacts from any sellings, and also with intentions of marketing and the influencer marketing, which will kicks in with the staking features kicks in with the project announcements, projects coming on Dpad kicks in. We uh, hope that there will be more buyers than sells, and in that scenario there will be no, I mean, there will be no loss of liquidity and we expect that there will be more buying that will increase the liquidity part. And the slippage part, I don't see that that comes as a challenge because there will be less amount of tokens as well. And with future burnings and the projects coming in as a listing fees, that will go as a part of burning. So that will reduce the circulating supply, and that will reduce the price impacts whichever comes in future as well. So we intend to burn as much as tokens we can from whatever revenue we generate. So it's more about the burning part. So there will be less supply in circulation from a start as well, because most of the tokens are locked, especially team tokens are locked for 12 months. So there will be no tokens from teams coming in. There will be a lot of tokens from staking. I mean, apart from the staking, most of the projects, most of the other elements will be locked, so I don't see it as a challenge. And regarding the slippage, it's more about the liquidity part. So with increase in the liquidity, there will be less slippage, and with no taxes, uh, with no taxes, there's no way it could have slippage issues. In case of no tax, in case of good liquidity, there is hardly 0.1 to 0.5% of the slippage that will anyway will be there, with 0.3% of price impact will always be there, just because of the that comes as a part of the pancakes of transaction. So apart from them, I think 0.1 to 0.5%, depending on how much large you buy, that will be the maximum slippage you will observe on Dpad. I hope it answers theory.
Yeah, that's great. Well, yeah, Dpad finance team cooking Pluto today. You've got some really exciting features. You've got the launchpad in beta. You've got a lot of utilities coming. Coin market cap listing will come, and some great marketing plans going forward. So it's been great for our investors to hear about the project today. Thank you very much for coming, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Wells community.
Okay, I think